Hey everyone, Sinister here, bringing you a Diablo 3 gameplay video featuring the Demon Hunter, level 60. I'm gonna hop in game here. I'm gonna mess around in Act 3, show you some of the skills, show you my build, basically give you the rundown on what this is all about. Let me repair before I do anything else here. So the Demon Hunter, as I see it, is a class that is not quite as versatile as, say, the Monk or the Witch Doctor. But what it does well, and it shoots people in the face with arrows. I love it. I think it's going to be great at PvP. But right now, you know, it's not the best solo class. It's not your best option. So if you're in this for soloing, this is probably not the class for you, but it is doable. So a quick rundown on my build. I'm really not going to get into it too deep. I might do something a little later if people are interested, but for the most part, I just want you to know what I'm doing here. This is basically your critical hit build. As I've sort of experimented with it, I've found that this works to be, you know, pretty well. You get a 100% critical chance after a while because of one of your passives here. I'll explain that in a minute. But you can get up to 100% critical chance on the opener of any fight. And you do crit a lot in this build in general, and that's why the damage is a little bit higher than what the gear would actually reflect. My gear's really not all that great right now. And also, of course, the critical hit damage is important to the build as well. The reason being the Sharpshooter perk. Gain 3% critical hit chance every second. This bonus is reset 1 second after you successfully critical hit. I use that with Hungering Arrow, with the Spray of Teeth rune, which gives you basically a little bit of an AoE and extra damage on critical hits with your primary ability. Secondary is really interchangeable, however you see it. You want a little bit of CC, or if you want a little more damage, or you know, a little more AoE even, you can change it up accordingly. These three abilities pretty much stay the way they are. I might change the runes around a little bit, or I might throw something different on for a boss fight. But this one, the Cluster Arrow with Loaded for Bear, gives you 290% weapon damage with this rune. So that's really my main nuke, with 100% critical hit chance, and it's a small AoE. That ends up being basically what we're revolving around here. So without further ado, I'm going to get in and start killing some shit, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the build afterwards.
I feel better now.
Those are easily my least favorite mobs in the entire game, and for those of you who actually have played this game so far, you'll understand why.
Too low.
Hey, I guess this is a bad time to have no health potions.
Not enough hatred. I require aid!
I'm gonna pick up some health potions before I go any further here. I can fight that guy, but I'm gonna need some health potions to do
the
it.
crater itself.
Death may be upon us all.
You're going down into the crater itself. Would you like something to eat? It's not something you should do on an empty stomach.
My hatred is too low. My strength is back. I'm injured!
Well, that was a little bit close. I misclicked a couple times, but got the job done, and other situations could have gone a little bit worse, so...
Not enough hatred. My hatred is too low. Not enough hatred. I'm still waiting. My hatred is too low. I'm still waiting. Need more time.
Darkness awaits you!
I am well again.
Misbegotten kind is creation's greatest sin, but your time is done. You will find only death in my realm.
My hatred is too low.
Alright, so in the interest of time, we'll end it there for the most part. As far as the killing goes, I'm going to go back to town and talk to you guys a little bit about what I think about the Demon Hunter and what I think about the skills. I realize, you know, I'm not claiming this is the most ideal build or anything like that. Again, you know, my gear is pretty terrible right now. Weapon is pretty decent. I actually found that myself. I haven't really been buying anything off the auction house or selling anything for that matter yet, which you could tell by how ridiculously broke I am. But again, you know, the Demon Hunter is a little bit more of a narrow class, but I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. It probably isn't the best solo class that you could pick. I especially wouldn't play it for hardcore mode. You really do get punished for the mistakes that you do make. But besides that, you know, when you play it right and when you find that good build that really works for you, you do get rewarded. I've messed around with every ability that I have at my disposal, and I really tend to prefer this for, you know, my versatile build. For the most part, this is what I stick with. I do change out the secondary a lot, really depending on what type of enemies I'm fighting, and I do change it all for boss fights in different situations. But this is kind of like the catch-all build that seems to work for me. And again, I really like revolving this entire class around Sharpshooter, around that critical chance. You can see I was getting a lot of nice, decently big numbers. When you use a two-handed bow with decent damage, you know, again, this is just a little vendor bow, but I was using this bow earlier and was getting over 50k crits, if you can believe that. However, with the slower attack speed, you get a lot less hatred generation, so you're not critting as often. I mean, you're critting as often, but you're not actually attacking as often. So really, I think the best way to play it personally is using the one-hander. I'd probably throw another one-hander in there, except for that, you know, completely pitiful quiver that doesn't even really have dexterity or anything on it, but it does have the 5% crit chance right now and gives me a little extra health from globes, which is nice. So, you know, right now this works. You don't need fantastic gear. I'm using a level 36 chest piece. I mean, come on, you don't need great gear to make the class work. I can handle pretty much anything in hell, whether I'm grouped or solo. So that's my build. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you have any ideas for something I could do differently, or if you want to see anything you know, that you might not have earned yet skill-wise. In fact, I know probably some of you guys are going to want to see some of the higher level skills, such as Rain of Vengeance, Final Rune, Flying Strike. This is an ability I haven't really had too much of a chance to experiment with the level 60 rune for it. You know, the stuns are nice, the damage is really low though, and I really prefer having that cluster arrow. But every once in a while I do throw on Stampede or even the Beastly Bombs rune for this ability. This is the level 30 ability for the Demon Hunter, and this is the level 60 rune for it. I'll show you that. Preferably on enemies. I'm not going to go out there and show you on enemies, but on enemies, this will be stunning them. Keep that in mind. And yeah, those are demons that are coming down out of the sky and dive bombing whatever your enemy is. So it's a pretty neat skill. It's on a 30-second cooldown. Everything else you've got really just relies on resources rather than cooldowns. So that's pretty decent. Also, another one I know a lot of you guys are going to want to see is the Nether Tentacles. This is the level 59 rune for Elemental Arrow, which is a pretty damn good secondary ability. Very easily spammable. The Nether Tentacles aren't what I expected personally. They probably won't be what you expected. Their healing's not that great, but if you use them in conjunction with Shadow Power for that extra life steal, or you know, you get life back from it, and you use these, it ends up being a pretty decent return if it's on a big enough group. But this is what it looks like.